So listen up. We must learn to adapt and adjust, right? Adapt and adjust. Now, if we are not consciously adapting and adjusting, what does this mean? Consciously adapting and adjusting, meaning I have a direction I want to go, right? I want to influence the future towards a certain direction because I put myself in the position that I'm in today, right? We recognize here, everybody on here, we recognize that we are the problem. We are the solution to this problem. So we are making moves on the daily, every single day, on the day-to-day. We're making moves. We put ourselves in the position that we are in today. Now, if you look at where you are in your life and you have an idea of where you want to go, right? A vision of where you want to go in your mind, you're saying, see, I want to influence the future towards this direction. In the present moment, I want to make moves that leads me to this direction, right? There will always be challenges. There will always be adversity. There will always be obstacles. There will always be challenges. There will always be something in the way of that, right? As we spoke about many times before, there's millions and billions of people all making decisions at the same time. It's not always going to go your way. It's not always going to go your way, right? Something will get in the way of your moves. Something will interrupt what you're doing. There will be adversity. There will be something that's stopping you, right? Because millions and millions and billions of people all making decisions all at the same time, all looking to influence the future towards a certain direction, right? So now what do? Right? What do? We must learn how to respond to whatever comes our way, right? We must learn, and I'm getting to a point. I'm only breaking this process down and I'm moving it through quickly because I'm getting to a point, right? So it doesn't matter what happens because something's going to happen regardless. We may not get the results that we always want. Things won't go our way. So what matters most is how we respond, right? How we adjust to a situation. Now, if we're not consciously adjusting, right? If we're not consciously adapting, the body and the mind will make its own adjustments based on what you prioritize. It will adapt in a way that's based on your character. Meaning this, if you're not making it a conscious effort to if you're not aware with total awareness of your current situation and saying, okay, I know I put myself in this position. I know that it's up to me to respond to whatever comes my way. And if you don't take on that responsibility, right? Unconsciously, subconsciously, we're talking about you're not even your character, your priorities. I don't want to even use subconscious or conscious. Your priorities, your character will make the adjustment for you. Which means if you're valuing comfort and security, if you're valuing certain things where you value safety as a way of life, you're so afraid, you live in fear, you've allowed fear to consume your mind. What's going to happen is you will adapt to the thing that's causing you the most pain. Meaning, if you're going through misery, you will adapt to misery. You will adapt to your situation. You're not consciously making an effort. You're not aware. You're not aware to make adjustments. You're not aware that you put yourself in the position you're in. You're not aware that you influence the future with every decision that you make. You're not aware of what's going on because you're so far gone. So lost in the mind. Suffering from imagination, from illusions, right? Because we're not taking responsibility. And if we don't take the responsibility, you will always adapt to misery. You will always adapt to the situation that you're in. That means if you're losing, check this. If you're losing in life, losing, right? You're not in the right position, not playing the game right. You're losing in life. You adapt to the lost, right? You accept the lost and you adapt to the failures. That means losing becomes a way of life. Family, listen to what I'm telling you here. I don't know who's paying attention here, but pay attention. Listen. We will always adapt. We will always adjust, whether you are consciously doing it, right? Whether you are aware of your situation or not. We will always adapt to a situation. Most people are adapting to misery. Most people are adapting to failure. Most people are adapting to losing, right? Losing, it becomes a way of life. So you get accustomed to doing it. You get used to doing it. It becomes a habit. It becomes a state of being, right? Because you're not aware. So now you're sitting around wondering, yo, what's going on in my life? Why isn't nothing happening? Why am I not where I want to be? Why do I why do I make the same mistakes over and over again? Why do I continue to fail, and allow that to consume me? Why do I live in fear? Why is there depression? Why is there anxiety? Why is there worry? These are questions people are like, I don't know. You've adapted to these things and you become one with it. Listen, I really hope you guys are paying attention here. Let me drink to this because this is some shit. Cheers. Meaning that those who don't have any urgency, there there's no alertness. There's no awareness of the situation. There's no urgency to create something new. There's no need to make an adjustment. Those who live life this way with dullness, no urgency, they adapt to misery. They adapt to dullness. They adapt to what's going on. And now it's like, okay, well, I got used to being a quote unquote loser with every game that you're playing, right? I got used to being dull. I got used to being unhealthy. I got used to being broke. You know how many people are broke because they've adapted to being broke? Think about this, fam. They adapted to it. You would naturally find a way, create a way. You adapted to being broke. That means at one point it was a big deal. And then it came to a point, well, I know how to exist being broke. I know how to exist being unhealthy. I know how to exist in misery. I know how to exist in misery. So now all these things become a way of life. If we're not consciously aware, if we're not moving with intention, if we don't see the actuality of our situation, where are we putting ourselves in, right? The position we are putting ourselves in, the moves that we're making on the day to day, if we're not taking ownership and responsibility of the moves that we are making, we will always adapt. You will always adapt. Always. You always adapt. Think about it. Think about the worst shit you've gone through. Think about the worst shit you've gone through in life. That at that moment while you was going through it, you thought that was the biggest thing to ever happen. Oh, I can't believe. Think about how big it is. Think about in your mind, right? You said this was a big problem. This was life-changing. This was traumatic. This was something that happened as a big problem. You always adjusted. You always adapted. Over time, you've made decisions, you've made moves, and it puts you in a different position in life. So what is my point? You will always adapt. You will always adjust. The question is, which direction are you going? Are you taking responsibility of that, or you're allowing life to just take control of you? It's like, are you the tidal wave? Are you the water? Are you the tidal wave and you're deciding where to go, right? Or are you the piece of wood that's floating on top of the water being thrown around by life, right? Whatever's on top of the water, whatever's floating on top, you just the garbage flying around. Because life will take you, right? Because again, millions and millions of people all making decisions all at the same time. Everybody's making moves, and everybody's moves has an impact on you in some way. So now if you're not taking ownership and responsibility, if you're not looking at your situation with total awareness and saying, I'm going to adjust where I want to go. I'm going to adjust towards the direction I want to go. Rather than allowing yourself to adapt to a situation that others put you in. Right? What other people say, you just accept. What other people tell you what to do, you just, okay, I adapt to it. How other people say you should live, you just accept. Now you live in a full life of acceptance without recognizing what's real, what's not, what's true, what's not. Not having any awareness of your current situation. It's like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but this is what other people are telling me to go on, what's going on, right? This is a lazy mind. This is a lazy mind. This is a dull mind. This is a sluggish mind. A mind that does not see its situation for what it actually is. It sees it for what it wish it was, right? So when we look at our positioning in life, we say, okay, why am I in this position to begin with? And when I say you are the problem and you are the solution to this problem, which means it doesn't have to be this way. Whatever is happening now, it really doesn't have to be this way, because you can make one decision that can change it all. We understand that. So now the question becomes, okay, have you adapted to the misery? Have you fully accepted the misery? Do you know how to maneuver within the lost? Do you know how to maneuver within the misery? I know how to exist being this way. We always do that. That's part of us, right? That's part of being a human being. Part of being a human being is adapting, observing, and adjusting. We always do that. So now it comes down to our priorities, what we value, because we will always head towards the direction that we value most. Comes down to our character, our awareness, our outlook on life. These are the things that we're building an entire life on top of. We are building an entire life. That's the foundation. We're building an entire life on top of that foundation. And if we're not consciously aware, intentional, I want to use the word intentional. If we're not intentional, if we're not taking responsibility, we're talking about true ownership of the situation with total awareness, meaning not altering what you see. Hey, I want to see this part, but not this part. Because when I see this part, I get discouraged. I get afraid. No. This part is somebody else's responsibility, not mine. But this part, I'll take ownership. No. I'm talking about total awareness of your entire move set. Everything that you do, every move you make, every conversation you have, all the people you talk to, every decision that you choose to make. All of these things play a huge part. Right? We're not totally aware of this. If we don't see ourselves with total awareness, we'll forever live life wondering, hey, why am I in the situation I'm in? I don't understand. Why is life so dull? Why am I broke? Why am I... Again, you are the problem and you are the solution to this problem. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. Take ownership. Take control. Make adjustments, right? Or life will make adjustments for you. And what I mean by life, again, there's millions and millions of living beings making decisions all at the same time, which has an impact on you in some way, some form, some way. There's somebody right now walking right now. That person has an impact. Right now, if they wanted to, they can turn around, jump on my car, and start banging, do. And now will have a total impact on me, right? So I can't control this human being from doing what it wants to do. What I can control is how I respond, right? Because that's what it's about, responding to that. And it's about looking at our situation and say, what have I accepted? What have I accepted in my life? Let's look at your life for a second and see, what have you accepted? What have you just allowed to happen? What have you just allowed to be, right? What you adapted to. You complain about your situation, but then look at your environment. You've accepted these things. You're actually okay with it. People are actually okay with misery based on what they prioritize. Because you would never do, check this, no one ever does what they don't want to do. There's no such thing. Think about it. No one ever does what they don't want to do. Hey, I don't want to do that, so I'm not doing it. Right? No, not true, because when you don't want to do something, you still do it regardless. That's called discipline. You wanted to do it. Did we see that? You wanted to do it. You wanted to do it. No, Anthony, I didn't want to do that, but I did it anyway. Oh, because you want to do it. There's no such thing as, I don't want to do it. No. There's no such thing as, no one's ever doing anything they don't want to do. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it. Are you guys here? You guys seeing this? Give me some 100 emojis if you guys seeing this. Give me some hundreds. There's no such thing as that. There's no such thing, oh, you know what? I don't want to do any of these things, but then okay, cool, you still did it, so you wanted to do it. And that's it, right? So now you look at your positioning in life, you look at your life. There's things that you are in this position because there's a bunch of shit that you don't want to do and you're not doing it. Fine. But as long as we're aware that we are the problem and we are the solution to this problem, that we have placed ourselves in this situation that we are in, and then we've accepted the entire thing. We've accepted the whole thing. We said, this is it. So that means if there's no intention to change, it's because there's things that you just don't want to do. Now imagine if you did, right? Then the question is, why don't you want to do it? And for most people, they have adapted to the misery. They have adapted to the situation. There's no need. There's no desire to understand because I lived an entire life lost and confused. So fuck it. I just accepted being lost and confused. I lived an entire life unhealthy. Fuck it. I know how to maneuver. I know how to get in the car a certain way, even though I'm overweight. I know the right shoes to wear. I know the right outfit that doesn't make me looking so fat or something, right? And I'm just saying, we're talking about people who complain about their situation. I've adapted to this. I've accepted this. I know what to do. Hey, that light bulb doesn't turn on. The light bulb is off. I've adapted to it though. Let's not change it. I know how to live a life around that. Let's not just turn it on. There's another way. Hey, I got a light on my phone. It's fine. I can use a flashlight. We don't have to change the bulb. Again, adapting to not doing. Adapting to failure. Adapting to having less than. Do we see this? We adapt to it. It's part of us. It's like, I'll just leave it. It's fine. I'll just leave it. I'll adapt to it and just accept it. But then what happens? You always live the results of your past moves. You're living the results of it. If you're wondering why you feel the way you feel, why you look the way you look, why you have this mentality that you have, it's because it's all the things that you just accept. Your priorities, your character, your outlook on yourself, your outlook on life. All of these things have created the position that you are in. It's amazing. How many of you are feeling this live? How many of you are loving this so far? How many of you are feeling this? Give me some fire emojis, fam. If you are feeling this in the comments below, let me know who's on here. Let me know who's feeling this, who's loving this. Give me some fire emojis. This is some shit. This is some eye-opening things, yo. And notice how I say eye-opening and I point to the mind. speaking raw truth. Yo, that's all I do. That's all I do. I have no, my only intention on here is to speak the facts, and then you take it and you do whatever it is you want to do with it. To that is tough pill to swallow, but it's true in all circumstances. Yep, 100%. Let me go and read the comments real quick. Yeah, ownership to that is a tough pill to swallow, but it's true in all circumstances. And you're always speaking the truth. I have no choice. You know what I'm saying? This is it. Speaking raw truth. OMG, so right. Keep it 100. This topic is really relevant to something I just went through and got out of yesterday. Let me scroll up real quick, fam. That's not going to be, but we appreciate you saying how it is. Words of truth. Yo, fam, I love you guys like crazy. I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys Monday. So be on the lookout on my live on Monday. I go live every Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, family, go check out my YouTube channel. Just go on my page, right? You will see my highlights. I have like 3 highlights at the time of this recording. I have highlights there. It says YouTube. Go click that. That's where I post the recordings of these lives. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I need some little love on there. I'm not getting, there's no buzz. Don't tell anybody, you know what I'm saying? There's no buzz on that live on that YouTube right now. So go ahead, go over there. I just started putting content on there. So subscribe to that YouTube channel and you can watch the replay to this. So yo, fam, love you guys. Have a solid day. Have a solid weekend. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.